proud of the way the guys played. I sense we were a little flat out of the gate, to be honest with you, but when you start on the mound and you have a lefty that's dicing and slicing and change up and fastball in and out, breaking ball, and you're playing some athletic defense, like that kind of gets you into it a little bit. And then the at-bats came. I thought their starter had a really good changeup, and I think that's why the lefties statistically have struggled. He did a nice job. The at-bats started to come, and we were threatening and scratching a little bit, but I thought Max's at-bat pushed it open a little bit, and then Lodise's double clearly was big. Faurot is really the story of this. I couldn't tell you what it's like to be in that mode that he's in right now, but I'm sure it's fun. There's just been timing, rhythm, use of field, fastballs, secondary pitches, really both sides. The one right-handed the other day, it's a tribute to his hard work and the physical talent. You know that's there, but you have to line it up and do the work, and he absolutely grinds and has his routine that he does, and he gets himself ready, and he goes about his business. So proud of him in the game that he had. Mason Martinez, we're cautious. Like, I've done this long enough. When somebody was not 100%, we didn't push him. That was a couple weeks ago, and we kind of eased him back into it, and now that seemed to be like the Mason Martinez we saw out of the gates, and at one time was one of our more consistent right-handers out of the pen. Good to see Hudson Rowan. I thought there was that presence there to finish it. And Gage's catch to end the game. That game needed to end. It needed to end for a lot of reasons. Like, we're out of here first thing tomorrow morning. This is a tough trip. Those guys are going to be in there a long time trying to get organized and pack. It's cooler. There's just a lot of different things in play, and that game needed to end. So I'm pleased with how things went. Hankerson, nice pick at first base. McCulley got in there, a couple nice plays. Chase Williams, ball in left field. That was an important moment. He ran and got that thing. So clean, athletic, and I'm proud of the way the guys fought through that. Because out of the gate early, honestly, I didn't feel like the energy was maybe what it was. And it's hard. Like, you're not going to replicate maybe the feel you had this past weekend with the fans and the band and all the other things. We needed to generate that within, and I thought the guys did it.
A guy like Faurot, obviously 3-game history, he's got 8 consecutive hits. Did you guys do anything to kind of adjust anything at the plate? Because coming into Clemson last week, I think it was 3 or 4 games without a hit for him. He's just exploded.
I mean, there's some things we talk about during batting practice, and as we're doing our preparation, they have cage routines that they do, so they're constantly fine-tuning things. And some of this stuff, if you go dig into the video, you might not even notice a difference, but it might be a feel thing or a rhythm or a timing or a vision maneuver that they might have even felt it on their own in game. And then there are times you feel like you're tracking the ball really well, and you're recognizing the secondary pitches, and you feel like you're able to adjust and be on time. And then there's other times I couldn't explain why this is. There's other times it's difficult. Like, you're kind of caught in between. You don't feel like you're really on the fastball, and the secondary pitches aren't registering visually. So he's synced with what he's doing, and he's swinging at good pitches, and that's half the battle. If you're expanding and chasing, it's hard to do that kind of damage. And I think at least one of the ones today was with 2 strikes. The double, I think that he kind of slowed the bat down and still strong enough to hit it off the fence.
As a guy with
both the homers were the opposite field, just how much of the power production comes from his ability to drive the ball to the opposite field?
Well, he's hit balls out really from both sides of the plate all over the place. I think in Louisville, he right-handed smoked one that was a line drive around the foul pole and right. The other day, around the foul pole here to end the game, pulled, might have been a breaking ball that was, to the pull side, not foul pole, but has pulled it, and then today to stay on it. So, I mean, you can't ask for more rhythm and timing and depth of contact, and then, you're going to catch some of the secondary pitches out in front, but the path of the bat is obviously what you want it to be when you can be out in front and pull it with authority, and you can be right on time with depth and hit it the other way. So he's checking a lot of boxes there.
having middle infield pedigree yourself, just how fun is it to watch Alex do some of the things he does, that play shallow left, I guess is what we call it.
Just the break and the read, you're starting to see him grab hold of all the details of playing the infield. And I think Faurot at times too, and even Miles and Fisher. Lodise's athleticism and strength and the package of skills, the arm action and the delivery, the ease with which he throws on some of the plays. But that's all of it there. That's Jeter-ish stuff, like the jump, the timing of how to jump and turn and release it and make sure it's accurate. That's the kitchen sink of infield play in one. And then up the middle, when a guy is out in front of the pitch a little bit and almost is moving out of the box, it changes the game clock. And we work on this a lot. And then the ball up the middle, the hitter got tied up, which slows you down. So it's a completely different feel. And they were both on display. The one up the middle, the hitter got tied up and jammed, and Alex saw it. We were talking about it later in the game. He's like, yeah, I saw him. He didn't get out of the box. So I knew that I could spin and had plenty of time to make an accurate throw, and I felt like I would get him. I'm like, you're right. The one in the hole, the runner was a little bit more underway when he hit it. So that pressed him a little more and clearly a longer throw. But those guys work hard at it, and you're seeing them like grow right before your eyes.
When it's happening, are you telling like Micah next to, hey man, like, it's going to happen, it's going to make this work? Like, I mean, as it's happening, are you like, you get off the edge of your seat a little bit?
You just want them to finish the play, and you like your heart rate goes up a little bit as you see the right mechanics play out, because there's a lot. Like, think about all the things that have to happen for those two plays to finish, and then you're proud of them, and you're proud of actually having worked on some of those things. And it doesn't come up all the time, but when they do it and it looks that easy, it makes you really proud. But my pulse, like as that's happening, you want to see certain things and it starts to unfold and you see it, and I get a little adrenaline rush from that. I may not show it, but it's happening.
Jacob may not start again this year, but for him to get that start and then to give you 3 good innings, what does that mean for his process in his career?
Well, you know, he actually started against us, if I'm not mistaken, when we went down there my first year at UCF, and you could see, wow, this changeup, there's something to this changeup, and we never could really get to it. And Mike has been working really hard with some things, and just maybe a slight slot adjustment where it's a little lower and maybe there's a little more movement on the fastball. He has such good feel for the secondary pitches. But he deserved a clean shot to go. You know, it's the biggest difference is the preparation, the warm-up, and the timing of, you're not in any hurry. You have all the room you need out there in right field to do what you need to do. Then you can go to the mound, and we wanted him to have that. So that was right. We were not going to let him stay out there longer than that. And if it was quick, we were going to let him face another hitter. But we were about at the pitch count mark. We didn't want to go really past 45, and we were kind of creep into that because I think the most he'd thrown was 20-ish. So if he was comfortable and rolling, we were going to let him go a little bit. But proud of him. I mean, that guy's been through more than anybody in college baseball. I venture to say that. I'm gambling stepping out there, but what he had gone through to get back to have an opportunity to even think about pitching is miraculous.
With how much this past weekend was, and then with the trip coming up tomorrow morning, just how impressed were you with the guys' ability to just stay focused on this game and keep it pitch by pitch? Yeah,
I mean, JU's that's a winning team. I mean, you can look at the record and you can look at the statistics. It's a winning team. These games are not easy. Like I can't remember the scores of the other games, but you know this is a dogfight brewing, and when you know you're going to have to pack and do all that, I fear the mind drifts to the suitcases and the things that are going on to get ready to leave this field at 8:15 to go to the airport. So I was worried about this, and I felt like they were a little bit flat starting, but it could have just been me, like in my feel. But it says a lot because these games, this resume painting is happening right now, including that. And it's not easy to play a game like we just played against a team that knows what they're doing, is well coached, is a winning team, a really good record. That's not easy. It's not easy to do.
Just real quick on Mason, is he out in the woods, or is it something you guys think you'll have to kind of manage throughout the rest of the season?
Well, the pitching health in our sport is tricky. So is anybody ever... But that's what we needed to see. So, yes, that was the velocity. And I would venture to say in a different moment, maybe the velocity might even tick up a little bit, but both of the breaking pitches were distinctly different. The fastball, he had pretty good command, got to the changeup, looked like he was confident about what he was doing. So in my books, if you want to say out of the woods, yes.
Thanks, Coach.
Safe travels.
All right.